Are you looking for ways to help your child improve their handwriting? Well, today's video is going to give you tips on how to do just that. Keep on watching to learn more. Hi, mamas. This is Amy, pediatric occupational therapist and founder of Play-a-Pea, back to provide you with some playful solutions and powerful results. Today, I want to talk to you about a very important subject, one that I'm very passionate about, and that is handwriting. I want to give you some quick tips on how to improve handwriting if it's something that is a pain point for you. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I have 5 tips for you today. I know that handwriting can be super frustrating for both parents and children. So I want to give you some quick little tips that may help things along. The first one I want to tell you about is hand strengthening activities. Now that sounds like a mouthful and complicated, but really it's just like warm-ups for your body. So before you go and exercise, you actually try to warm up your body so that you don't pull any muscles, right? So the same thing happens with your hands. If you want your hands to be prepared to do a lot of work, which handwriting is, you want to kind of warm them up. So what I like to do is give a child a chance to kind of play around and tinker with some little manipulatives and toys and things like that, so that they are warming up their hands to get ready to do the hard work of handwriting. Maybe you're doing some fine motor skills, maybe you're doing some actual hand exercises where they're practicing different things. I have some videos that I can give you a lot more details on those. There is a video for the insider look into my fine motor kit, and there is also a video on improving grasping skills using sign languages. I'm going to attach a link for this video and put it in the comments so that you can have a list, a whole list of amazing and helpful ideas, a free resource for you on this particular element. All right, another one I want you to think about is related to grasp, and that is using a pencil grip. See this, guys? This is it. This is the good stuff right here. Now, there are all types of pencil grips out there. Basically, what they do is they help to give a better placement of your fingers on a pencil. Because if a child is using a very immature grasp, learning how to write and writing is going to make it more challenging and probably less legible as well. So using a pencil grip gives your fingers a place to be, right? And one of the reasons why I love this particular grip, it's called a crossover grip by the company The Pencil Grip. And I love this one in particular because it really gives the fingers a place to sit and kind of feel really snug in. It's a nice little feedback that these little wings give on your hand. Pro tip, make sure your pencil grip is fatter on the top than on the bottom. You can use different types of pencil grips, but the point is that it really does help to put your hand in a position that allows for this nice little open space. You see this space here? This is called a web space, and you want it to be open so that your hands create a dynamic movement. That's going to be your most efficient grasp. Now, there are ways to hold a pencil that are totally acceptable these days, including a thumb wrap. But that does not allow for as much movement of the thumb, which is the biggest muscle, you have to say. So you want to think about that. It will help to improve things for many children. If you're interested in purchasing these, I have them on the playapea.com website. All right, the next thing you want to think about is using 3-lined paper. Now this is very specific. When you give children a blank piece of paper, there is no guidance as to where they are supposed to write. When you give them lines, it automatically tells them, I'm supposed to be within a certain space if they've been trained to do that. Giving them 3 lines, meaning a top, middle, and a bottom line, actually helps them even more. Now, if you think about handwriting skills, you have lowercase, uppercase letters. Those lowercase letters are way different than the uppercase letters, and I talk about this a lot in the PALS handwriting program. But for now, I just want you to remember that using a 3-line system is going to give them much more visual cues. It's going to be easier for them to understand how to form and align their letters much better. Pro tip for you, if you're using lined paper and it's not easily distinguishable as 3 lines, you can use different colors to create a line system for you. So you can see here that there's a smaller writing example and a larger writing example. You just want to make sure that you're using different colors, be it pencils, markers, or whatever, in order to make it easier for a child to understand. Another tip I want to give you is lying on the floor. So you want to write while you're lying on the floor. That seems kind of weird, right? I've talked about this in a tummy time video. It is very important that your child be able to spend time on their tummy. And one of the benefits of that is that it makes their core and their neck and their shoulders stronger. These are the areas that are needed for handwriting as well. So sometimes when you're writing on the floor, it gives your body a nice way to kind of calm and ground itself, but also it provides a lot more stability for the body. It allows your wrist also to rest on a surface. And sometimes children, when they have difficulty with writing, they tend to use their shoulders or their wrists to write as opposed to their fingers and their hands. So when you're lying on the floor, that part of the body is stabilized more and it kind of forces them to use those fingers and the hands that they're supposed to be using. And the last tip I'm going to give you is to use action words. And I've talked about this many times. It is probably the most advice that I give for handwriting to everybody. Using action words means using words to help a child understand what direction they're going in. So oftentimes when we're looking at something, we may not understand fully what's going on. When you give a child verbal cues, meaning the words to understand what to do, they are going to be able to produce what you want better. So using consistent action words are going to help them to be better at handwriting. I have a specific video just on that. I talk about it a lot when doing shapes and numbers as well. So there's plenty of other videos that are going to go into more detail and explain that to you. I don't need to go over that again here, but again, check out that PALS handwriting program. All right, guys, that is it. You have those 5 quick tips for better handwriting skills. Just so you know, there is a blog post on playapy.com that explains all of this, gives you some links to some more information and a little bit more detail. I didn't want to take up too much of your time today. I just wanted to give you some quick ideas to consider if this is a subject that is important to you. There is tons more information that goes into lots of details that you can dive into and learn a lot more about. Did you find this video helpful? I hope that you did. If you did, I hope that you will subscribe to this channel, leave a comment down below, like this video, all that good stuff. You can also head over to playapy.com where you can sign up for our newsletter, where you can receive discounts and updates and all kinds of things related to Playapy just once a month. And you can also learn about the PALS handwriting program. So there's plenty for you to learn and many free resources there. Until the next video, I hope you have a playful day.